Hey friends, it's Heather. Welcome back to my channel. I have another layout for you for the My Creative Scrapbook Kit Club. This is their main kit for December, and I have been asked to guest design for them for the next couple of months. So I'll have layouts for January as well. They have several different kits to choose from, so if you haven't checked out their website, you should head over there. They have an album kit, they have a creative kit, which just has some different elements from the main kit, which the main kit is mainly scrapbooking products. But there's just a lot of different inspiration as well from all the other design team members that you can see on their website as well. So you could pick and choose which one you want, or all of them, or so definitely get over there and check it out because you get a lot of product for a very reasonable price. So this layout is one of 4 that I created with their kit, and it is packed with the Simple Stories Vintage Christmas. And I think that I believe that is the name. I apologize. It is the most recent collection that they released. And I started this layout actually inspired by the kit, which is released every month. It had a big ornament in the center, and it didn't do exactly what the sketch called for, but I decided that I wanted to hang my own ornaments. So you saw there, I was just poking some holes, and I threaded them with different shades of red and green and gold, which is not my favorite. It is very difficult to work with, but I really wanted to use it. So I punched out circles with my circle punch. I think I have 3 different sizes there, and I'm just trying to spread out the color. Sometimes I think I spend way too much time and effort with that sort of thing. And so I think I just put too much thought into it, but I was just trying to spread out the color and the patterns. And I think in the end, it really doesn't matter. The embellishments made it really easy, and the colors and all the papers obviously coordinate because it's the same collection. And so my idea was the ornaments would be hanging, and then I was just going to add ribbon, which you get in the kit. They always include some ribbon or some sort of textile to use, which is fun. And so I used mine, obviously, for bows for the ornaments. And you can see the light changing, by the way, because it's lighter during the day, obviously, and then at nighttime my lighting is really not sufficient. So I apologize for that. But I'm matting my photo on a couple of sheets from the pattern papers, and I'm cutting up some fun foam, which is just fun foam I get from Walmart or Michael's, and I buy big packs of it. I think you get like 25, maybe 6x8 sheets in a pack, but I wanted to pop all my ornaments off the page. And so I was kind of debating whether I needed to mat the photo, which at this point it was a little late to decide that, being that I had already stitched through all my ornaments on, but I kind of felt like I needed something at the top and the bottom, and I didn't end up adding anything because I didn't want to start messing with trimming that down and allowing for a background. So, but I think it looks balanced in the end. I apologize that the bottom portion of the screen is cut off. Apparently when I was editing, I didn't notice that. So anyway, I finished all my ornaments, and I think I had a good idea as to what I was going to add on top of the ornaments. Like there was a ton of die cuts for that collection and chipboard. And with this kit, she actually include, when I say Pam, she runs the kit club. There was some chipboard from Echo Park in there, and some brads from Echo Park, So it's not just that collection that is included in the kit, but I used a combination of things to dress up my ornaments, I suppose you could say. And I was debating really whether I wanted to put some mixed media on the background. I did add a layer of gesso before I started stitching, and I realized after I started attaching everything that I probably should have done it before I added the thread, but I really didn't know what the layout was going to end up looking like. I did add some color to the edges of my ornaments, like with distress inks, and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out the best color combination to match this collection. I had a little bit of a hard time trying to find a red in my stash to make it work, like watercolor or something. So I ended up mixing some gelatos. I have some watercolor from Hero Arts, as well as some of my distress inks. And I just wanted to add a little bit of color, like around the ornaments, not completely around, but just almost like they were shining and they were putting off a soft glow. So I do end up adding that here shortly. And now I'm just adding the embellishments to my ornaments. And so you can see on the left-hand side, my watercolors. I was mixing quite a bit of colors to try and figure out what would match the best. And I used a lot of pop foam dots to add my embellishments. There's a lot of dimension on this layout. But I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. And I like the texture that the stitching provides and the ribbon that was in the kit. And the stitching, I actually learned that stitch specifically from Paige Evans. I think she calls it a chain link stitch. She has some really great tutorials on how to do that on her YouTube page. So I like the way it looks. It's not just a simple straight stitch, which I do often, but I really wanted to do something a little bit different. And I apologize that the bottom of the screen is still cut off, but I think I zoomed in a little bit just to show you the ornaments up close. I had a lot of journaling too that I wanted to add to this layout, to the story of the picture. The picture is of my daughters holding up ornaments on Christmas Day, which is a big tradition in my family. My mother has been giving my brothers and I ornaments every year since we were babies. And then once we moved out and had our own tree for ourselves, she handed them off to us. So we had ornaments for our tree when we lived on our own. So I, of course, passed that tradition on to them. And I'm not sure what I'm doing at this point. I guess that's, I zoomed in so much. But anyway, the journaling, I end up adding quite a few lines of journaling, just explaining that story. So I always like to capture a picture of them with their ornaments that they got. And of course, I give them ornaments and my mother still gives them ornaments. So they have quite a bit of collection. But our trees have a very eclectic look of ornaments for that reason. We've been collecting them for years, and I give them to my husband. So we have a ton of different types of ornaments, which we like the way that it looks, and they all have sentimental value to us. So I was trying to figure out a title. I did get the set of chipboard, words. I believe those are from American Crafts. And they're kind of like a wood grain type. At this point, I'm trying to figure out if I can color them because they kind of have like the slick surface on it. So I wasn't sure that I could color them, and I tried it with my gelatos, and it did end up working. So I tested it out on one of the hoes. It was supposed to be ho, ho, ho. But I really wasn't sure what I wanted my title to be. I couldn't think of what would work with the theme of my page. But any of the Christmas type words like Merry and Joy and Noel, I think any of them are appropriate. They match the collection, and the story in the picture is really, it's all of those things. So that is one of the chipboard sheets from Echo Park, and I end up using that big Noel as my main title. I did pull in some white thickers from my stash there from Paige Evans. They're her little tiny foam thickers, and I love those. I think I'm going to have to get another pack of them at some point. They are not included in the kit, and I picked white just because I didn't want that to be the focus of my title. So you can see it in person, and I think you can see it in the video. They don't stand out as much. And there I am going crazy with my Nuvo shimmer pen. I love that shimmer pen. It adds so much sparkle, and I think you can pretty much add it to anything. So I pretty much went over all of the die cut with that. And let's see, what else haven't I added? I can't believe that the video is cut off this much. So there's a lot of embellishments that have like holly and berries in it, and I really wanted to add something to them, so I went in with my Nuvo drops. I have, I'm not sure what the color is. It's a red color. Let me see. It is autumn red, and it matched, but I don't think that they work as well on chipboard. I don't think I've ever tried to use them on chipboard, but for some reason, they just wouldn't settle. When you use those and you squeeze out a little blob and they settle on their own, but for some reason, they just did not behave like they normally do. So I ended up scraping some of it off, and I had a heck of a time trying to get that to work. So there you can see the watercolors that I added to the back. I skipped that because I took so much time trying to match colors, and added a lot of splatters, and I really just wanted something behind the ornaments. So I think with each ornament, or not each one, but a few of them, I just added a little bit of color, and then I mimicked that behind my photo. I also added a few sequins in red and green. Those are just from my stash. And there I am adding my long story, which is unusual for me because if you've been following me, I add journaling, but at Christmas time, there's so much that I have to say. And even though the traditions are pretty much the same each year, I can't help but document them. So I hope that you enjoyed watching this and you found some sort of inspiration. These are my still shots. If you have any questions about the kit or my layout, please let me know. Post them down below and I will get back to you right away. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.